Hello, everybody, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
The original Off the Rack. Today we're going to talk about Gwenpool, the unbeatable or unstoppable Gwenpool, #1. There's always adjectives describing superheroes. I can't make hide nor hair of them.
I don't think it can be unbeatable because that's Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, she's unbeatable. She must be unstoppable. In any case, Gwenpool, #1, written by Chris Hastings. With art double duty, we got Guri Huri doing the main story, and then Danilo Beyruth doing the prologue. And it was an odd choice to do two different artists. I don't know. Just had it was two different tones. But anyway, let's get into our initial thoughts of Gwenpool, #1. What did you guys think of this book?
It was kind of a rough start for me. I was not a huge fan of the beginning art. I much preferred the main story art. I thought that was much better. I was confused by the character at first because I didn't really know who Gwenpool was, but I just jumped into it and read the story. I liked the story once we got to the end, and I want to see where the series goes from there, so I think that's cool.
That's cool.
So, I'm on board.
I liked it, but I like Deadpool, so...
Well, she's not Deadpool.
I know.
She's Gwenpool. Apparently, she's, from the real world.
Well, it's not like I'm not saying she's Deadpool. I'm just saying, it's the same tone. It's the same kind of...
You're saying it's the same
just a
thing?
chick.
It's just a girl Deadpool, basically?
Yeah.
Well, Deadpool's not from the real world, so there's that angle there.
Right.
So, but Deadpool is aware he's in sometimes he's aware he's in a comic book. So there's that similarity.
Very much so.
She's from the real world. Her name is Gwenpool. Pool's her last name. And she, knows that she's in a Marvel comic, and she reads them. So, that's what gives her an edge. That is basically like any wish fulfillment video games, movie.
Yeah.
Where a character's like, I know the game! And so they could... navigate through it very well, and that's she has no powers. Mm-hmm. Her powers are that she knows she can't die, or she knows she's the protagonist in her own story, so she goes through life without any care in her ridiculous outfit, which I think is really cool. By the way, I think it's well designed.
I'm a little confused as to why she doesn't have pants.
Well, it's just a onesie. Everybody keeps obsessing over these pants. I don't notice a difference, but maybe it's just because I read comics a lot and I know these characters.
I think she looks like an idiot.
She thinks she looks terrible?
Yeah.
Do you think she's supposed to look like an idiot?
Yeah.
That's the idea?
You can't have long sleeves and a mask and then big boots and then nothing from here to there.
There's been a lot of parallel between this character and Harley Quinn. Is this basically Marvel's Harley Quinn?
No.
No?
No.
Even in light of the end of the story?
No.
Why?
I mean, do I think that Marvel's putting a character out that's similar?
Sure.
But
do you think Marvel's trying to make a
there are
Harley
correlations, sure.
Quinn? There's this weird marketability of the Harley Quinn character. I think, she's sexy but crazy and has a great design, and she's fun and zany but also serious, and she's all things to all people.
So she breaks
at
a
all
lot of
times.
boundaries.
Yeah, but she's actually crazy.
Right. She has a real story that started that has roots. Whereas Gwenpool is exists in a world where there is a Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was birthed in a world where there was none before. There's no precedent. So she created the precedent for that character. Gwenpool exists in a world where they created Harley Quinn, so now we have a character that's basically a rip-off discount Harley Quinn. That's how I feel. I feel like she seems like a deliberate, obvious
I think
attempt.
she's just a rip-off of Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all she is.
That's what she... yeah.
It's just a way to make it's a way to take a new stab at Deadpool and make it a chick.
I would appreciate that more than if they were no, we gotta have a Harley too. I've noticed that there aren't a lot of her logo everywhere, so I'm pleased to see that at least.
She also uses a giant hammer at one point.
She does.
What
Or
in
at
the
least
next
on a picture.
Yeah, well, that I thought was because she was fighting
Thor.
Thor.
Oh, okay. So it's really more about... It's not a mallet. It's not like a Looney Tunes mallet.
I mean, it looks like one.
But it is. I mean, they definitely made that
is.
choice,
Yeah.
but it's a hammer versus a hammer.
It could also just be that they were I know you're going to think that. We're going to address it by putting this hammer in here. Moving on.
I mean, look, do I think that someone at Marvel Corporate, after or before, made that correlation? I bet they did.
Because I think that the idea was that originally they had these whole variant covers after Spider-Gwen got big.
Yeah.
And they made Gwenified versions of characters, and Gwenpool was one of them, and then they were make a book out of that one. That could be the Marvel corporate decision.
Yeah.
That could be no, make that into a thing now. And then it was like, yeah, but like it's
That's
another
kinda
Gwen
weird.
Stacy. But that, you know what that feels like? Like such a corporate decision. This feels like a thing they would really do.
I'm sure they're like, it'll make us money.
Yeah, but then they were like, I think they created something interesting out of it anyway. I would have thought it was just an obvious cash grab. The end made me think, oh, we're going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
What's weird for me is that, all right, so we're getting a little into spoiler trailer
Sure.
maybe. In the book, she jumps out of the helicopter
Yeah,
onto the ship.
right.
Does not get hurt.
No.
Even though she lands on unbreakable glass from a very high height.
Well, because she's from the real world, but she's in the Marvel universe.
Exactly. She knows that she's the protagonist, so in a way that gives her superpowers.
Right. Is that the idea?
Because, like, she did not get hurt, but she does not have a healing factor as far as I know.
No, and she should have in some way powers. Like maybe they're luck-based powers or something. But like, I understand that she's real. She's a real person in the Marvel universe. There are no powers, but you can't jump from a high place and like land without any cushioning and not be hurt. So
Unless you have power.
right, or unless like you're Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom, and so as such like density is like higher for you, and so you can jump higher and stuff. But like I don't know
What?
what. That's how Mario can jump high and like crush things
I have never heard that before
because his
in my
density's
life.
higher than the rest of the creatures in Mushroom Kingdom.
Are you talking, like, the movie?
No.
When someone from the real world goes into a Mushroom Kingdom?
Well, yeah, I'm taking that concept and saying when Mario enters the Mushroom Kingdom, he can like that's why he's so strong. Anyone can be Super Mario if they go to the Mushroom Kingdom.
So if anyone goes to the Marvel universe...
Right, they are instantly stronger and because they're aware of it. If like some jackass who doesn't read comics goes to the Marvel universe, they're gonna die because they don't know the rules. So that's the thing about this book is that like I don't know what it's supposed to be or trying to be.
We don't know what the rules are.
Exactly, and that's why while the book was interesting and engaging, I say it doesn't work because we don't have established rules. That's why like Back to the Future works so well, but that movie with Christopher Reeve where you just think about going back in time and so you go back in time doesn't work because there are no real rules attached to that movie. There's no structure.
So you're saying we need to build up the Gwenpool Marvel-esque
There needs to be at least something where it's like, if you are from the real world and you enter the Marvel universe, you are stronger and faster, or at least you're like.
Maybe they're going to tell you about that.
I mean, maybe she's
so.
only been in 2 other books, and they were like backup specials. So this is her actual first like full comic. What do you guys think of the art for this book?
There was consistency issues from panel to panel.
Yes.
Like sometimes her face looked one way and sometimes her face looked another.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
not
And
good.
I had a really big problem with that.
Fair enough. Guri Huri's art was awesome though.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I was actually worried that it was one of those situations where like the cover didn't match the interiors. Like when I first opened it up, I'm like, oh, you tricked me. But then the bulk of it was Guri Huri. I'm like, okay, cool, we're good. I've never seen this artist before. I'd like to see them do more. There you go, Gwenpool. I don't know. I just wanted to get into it. I was like, this character, there's a lot of opinions based on this character, and I wanted to like jump into it a little bit and just get more like deep into the pool.
I like the fact that she's disillusioned by the end of it.
Yeah, that's cool. She's a different character by the end. She's actually going through an arc. I don't know.
That's not gonna last.
I hope not.
Well, then she's not really a main character. She's just a henchman.
Well,
That'd be a
she's
shame.
the main character of her own book. Like,
Everyone's the main character in their own story.
yeah,
True.
and this is hers. But now she's a henchman. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why you would. Yeah, well, anyway, that's the thing. There's no rules. I don't know. I can't say I'm on board.
So, all right, if you had to make a split decision right now to keep reading or to not keep reading.
No.
No?
No, I'm not reading any more of this
Okay.
book.
I would keep reading because there was a cliffhanger and I want to see what happens in the next issue.
That was interesting. Wasn't enough. I need more structure in my books.
I hate MODOK.
Oh, MODOK. But he's deliberately like I thought that was for Gwenpool, perfect villain. MODOK, come on. I hate him too, but I love to
But
hate
you love
him.
to hate him, yeah.
Yeah, he's so crappy.
No, I don't love to hate him. I hate him.
I hate that he's a threat in this book. That's the worst of it. But he is a threat. He's a legitimate villain. It wasn't always a joke.
I don't know what I don't know because they already have Deadpool.
That's the thing, you already have Deadpool.
And that's what's driving me crazy.
Yeah, but what if we could sell 2 Deadpool books?
You already do! There's 2 Deadpool books!
All right, what
There's
about
3
3?
Deadpool books! There's Spider-Man,
4.
Deadpool... Okay, fine. Now you got it.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
they already have. I don't.
Well, there you go,
And they also
everybody.
have Lady Deadpool. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a thing. It exists.
Yeah, you could already just do a book about Lady Deadpool.
And her costume is the same as Deadpool's.
Except now that
Which works. She has the ponytail.
she's younger.
This one?
I guess.
Yes, she is younger. Or at least she looks
She
younger.
appeals to a younger audience, especially with that art style. I don't know.
Yeah, Lady Deadpool, they
Because
could have
Deadpool
revealed...
was, like, it's really weird, because Deadpool the movie was so successful, and then I don't know.
Well, it looks like
I mean, like, I had fun reading it, but...
Yeah, but is
now
that
that
enough?
we're talking about it, I just...
It's all coming apart, yeah. I mean, you know, Gwenpool.
Well, it's just like a corporate decision.
It's like... It's funny, I was actually watching Nostalgia Critic talk about the Pinky and the Elmira and the Brain. Do you guys remember that there was a show?
No.
That they ended Pinky and the Brain with one season of Pinky and Brain living with Elmira from Tiny Toons? And they were like...
I don't think that's real.
It's a real thing. I didn't know it was the real thing either, but there it was. And in it, it's obviously like... Somebody at Warner Brothers loved Elmira and was like, put her in this, and that. Because she appeared in all of the Steven Spielberg crossover cartoons. Like, she was in Freakazoid, she was in Tiny Toons, she was in Pinky and the Brain. Like, she was in all of them. Animaniacs.
She was from Tiny Toons.
Yes, but I mean, she was in them all for no reason. It's not like Buster Bunny appeared in fucking Animaniacs. But, like, for some reason, they all loved this character, they put her in there, and you could tell that the writers did not appreciate it. They were like, Pinky the Brain is working fine. So fine, in fact, that it was a spin-off show that then turned into a full-time show, and then you wrecked it by putting Elmira, one of the least liked Tiny Toons characters in this show, as a main character. And yet, somehow, the episodes were still funny. Like, the episodes were as funny, some of them, as the original Pinky and the Brain show, which means...
Because the writers still wanted to put good content
That's the thing, is that they cared enough to keep working on it. And I think a similar thing is happening with Gwenpool, where they were like, make a book about a girl Deadpool. We have a girl, but shut up! And then left. And they were like, this is literally all the prerequisites were, make it a girl, make it a thing I can put on a t-shirt that I can sell, and make it Deadpool. Like, take your Deadpool shit and make it a chick that's for kids, or for younger readers. And they did the best they could with that executive decision. Like,
so she's a better poster cover.
Well, she's
a better concept than
it's a good this is a good book, but
it is.
But it's clearly made from a corporate decision, and it's it's the logic doesn't either doesn't exist, they haven't established it yet,
right,
or it doesn't hold water, and it'll take a couple more issues to find out if it does, if either one of those things happens. So, you know, I think it's kind of... this is one of those things that I talk about when I talk about how it's like, editorial tells you to do something, and you're like, shit, but I have this story to tell, and then you do some, like, written gymnastics around it, and you get your story out, or your story shifts and grows and changes, and you get a better product out of it, even though it messed with your original vision. And I think that, like, Gwenpool could be that. Some, like, you know, beautiful corporate construct that still has artistic integrity. But I don't think that Gwenpool #1 is enough to make me feel one way or the other about it.
So you would wait to read the trade?
I don't even know if that... Like, I don't have the fucking patience for that much effort for Gwenpool. Like I said, I thought this book was like 48 pages, only fucking 32 pages. And, so it was real work for me.
By the time
and I still liked it.
Jesus.
And Guri Huri's art was like, oh yes, like I wanted to see more of that, but like on something I gave a shit about. So what is coming out this week that we can recommend for the lovely people at home who endured all this discussion about Gwenpool? That's coming out tomorrow on Wednesday for New Comic Book Day.
This week is a Marvel week for me.
That's funny.
Chock full.
Yeah.
So we've got Extraordinary X-Men #9 coming out, written by Jeff Lemire with art by Ken Lashley. If you've been reading up to this point, you know that the X-Men are in the future, and shit has gone bad, and stuff is going on with Apocalypse. I'm also still intrigued by Haunted Mansion #2.
A goddamn Disney ride?
Yes. Now, I read the issue. I read #1.
Mm-hmm.
It was alright. It wasn't great. But
You're blowing my mind.
It had a couple fun moments.
Okay.
And
so
I
like
would
riding the
read
Haunted
#2.
Mansion.
But this is the thing. They set the next issue up to be a little bit more fun. If #2 is not engaging for me in a fun way so that the main character, Danny, is in some kind of danger, I'm going to drop it. And finally, the book I'm most excited about, Totally Awesome Hulk #5, written by Greg Pak, art by Frank Cho. You need to be reading this book. It is awesome. The end.
Fair enough. I was looking through Marvel, and I said no to the whole week. And I went through DC, and I went, no, I'm waiting for Rebirth. Bye, everything. And but DC also had another thing that I thought was pretty sweet, and that was they have an Elseworlds Batman Volume 1 collected edition coming out. Now, if you're not familiar with Elseworlds, whenever any writer or artist was like, I have a story about Batman, but I don't want to talk about the continuity, I don't want to deal with like that Robin.
Yeah.
Or I want to make Batman set in like the time of Jack the Ripper. And DC's like, that sounds fucking cool, but that would not fit in our Batman books. They put an Elseworlds logo on it. And such as it is with this book, they collected some of the best Elseworlds ever, including Batman Holy Terror, Batman Dark Allegiances, Dark Joker, The Wild, Darkest Night. They also have, that's the one where, they have the one where Batman becomes a Green Lantern. It's a lot of great stuff. Holy Terror is worth the price of admission alone. It's not Frank Miller's Holy Terror.
Dark Horse has got a new book coming out called Department H.
Ooh.
It's from Matt Kint, with art by Matt Kint. He's actually very well known creator. He wrote Mind Management, which is like a New York Times best-selling book.
Cool.
I don't mean like book. I mean a comic book.
Right.
I mean like whatever.
But whenever we say books, that's what we
but this is a like undersea sci-fi. Book.
Undersea sci-fi, like
Yeah.
the abyss.
Yeah, but I think more so because there's like deep sea creatures as opposed to aliens.
Cool.
So with like crime scenes and stuff like that. So.
Ooh.
Some would say the ocean is the undiscovered country.
In honor of our impending PAX trip, I want to recommend Dungeons & Dragons #1 by Jim Zub with art by Nelson Daniel.
No!
The reason I'm excited about this, if you guys are interested in PAX at all, and you like pay attention to Penny Arcade and you've enjoyed Acquisitions Incorporated, then you might recognize characters that they've used, not their own characters, but there's a couple characters they've used in their campaigns who are D&D, I guess, royalty in a sense, by the name of Minsk and Boo.
Yeah.
Which is a huge guy and a little mouse. They're back in this book.
Oh, cool.
They had like their own kind of run for a little bit, but since it's a #1 and suppose it's coming out this week, and we're going to PAX at the end of this week, I wanted to mention that because I think that's fun.
That
and
is
the art
fun.
looks great. The art looks great.
Nice. Off the Rack has concluded for this week. We'll see you guys
Thank
next time
God.
with another episode of Off the Rack. Thank you guys so much for watching. And hey, if you want to see us and meet everyone here on the couch,
You don't
and
want
that's
to meet me because I'm cranky right now.
Yeah, well,
Well, yeah, but not by Friday.
By Friday, you'll be fine. Because you'll have driven for 5 hours. But, like, we will see
Fresh
you
as a daisy.
on Friday,
Tiffany
Saturday.
will arrive and Sal and I will be dead.
That's right. But on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will be at PAX East in Boston. So if you're on the fence about going, good the hell luck getting a ticket. But
But if you're in the Boston area,
if you're in
and
the
you
Boston
wanna,
area and you're going,
yeah,
we'll be there and we'll be all over the place. We're gonna be who the hell knows what we'll be doing.
you know what we should do is in the morning we should tweet like a picture of what we're wearing so that people can easily find us.
I agree. We'll also tweet like where we are so they can also come to us and find us.
I'd be a way better werewolf than both of you.
Oh, we'll have to see. Maybe next Halloween. Let us know in the comment section how to load it. Should Tiffany turn into a werewolf? See you next time.
I'd be a werewolf witcher. A were-witcher.
A witch wolf.
That's
You could be a
that wolf.
You could be a witch wolf. Well, God damn it.
a witch-a-lock?
A witch-a-lock.